Chapter 11 The Kingdom of The group had taken time for a rest before they decided to venture onward. It was on the next bright and beautiful day that the group started. Seagulls flew into the blue skies as Selaway had transformed himself back into a rowboat. This time Simone assured the group they would use a motor for speed. Simone had manifested Selaway into a motorboat. Once everyone climbed onto the boat, it propelled over the sea. As the crew neared the crystalline mass, small shards were visible poking through the waves. Simone slowed the boat and vanquished the motor. Selaway once more a rowboat. The group steered to avoid any unwanted collisions. "Man, you think you can do this, Selaway?" Simone pondered as he estimated the danger. "Too late now, even if I couldn't," replied Selaway. Zayak sat in the front of the boat as he felt seasick again. Simone carefully scanned the waters for any crystals. "Looking good over here. How about you, Zayak?" Simone asked. Zayak leaned over the edge for a few moments before he gave Simone an expression that read, "I'm not feeling too well." Simone gave a nod and continued the scout. "We'll be to land soon." As the group neared the crystalline mass, there came a soft singing. Surprised by the sweet melody, Simone pondered what it could be. "Does this place have mermaids?" The mysterious voice sang. The tone sounded high but soft. "What a sweet melody. I wonder what's singing." Simone continued to look around in wonderment. Zayak scouted and pointed. "Look over there." On top of a pink crystal shard, poking out of the sea, a fuzzy peach and purple swirled creature perched. The creature had 2 legs, no arms, a long tail with an orange fuzzy tip, and a puff of the same color on top of its head. The creature's eyes were wide and purple. Quickly it scurried over the crystal pieces until it reached the landmass. Within the landmass was a gaping cave. The creature took refuge inside. "Let's follow that little creature. Maybe it'll lead us the way." Simone gestured as the boat slowly moved forward. The rowboat harbored near the cave's opening. Simone leaped out and offered help to Zayak. The crystal landmass was clear and clean. It shined with their reflection as Simone and Zayak stepped upon the crystalline surface. Selaway floated in the water. "I'm going to transform into my human-like form now, okay?" Selaway implored. "All right. Do you need any help up?" Simone said as he turned back to watch. Selaway turned into his human-like form. His sailor's hat almost fell into the ocean as he caught the edge of the crystal land. Selaway nabbed his hat and placed it back on top of his head. Selaway kicked his legs. "Yes, I need help." Simone grabbed Selaway's hand and pulled him up. "Here you go, all safe and sound." "Thank you so much." Selaway hugged Simone. "You're my hero." Zayak peeped. "He's all our heroes." "Aw, you guys." Simone shook his head as he patted Selaway on the back. "Well, let's see what's inside this cave. Maybe we can find our new fuzzy friend somewhere." After Simone's remark, he made a torch and started his way inside. "Hello, Simone tried to mimic the little creature. Zayak and Selaway followed Simone's lead since he was the brave knight. After a few moments, a voice returned Simone's call with, Simone called back, hoping to find the creature and receive directions. Behind a crystal boulder, the 2-foot-tall creature hid. Its little round ears held back, it poked its head out. Simone questioned as he squatted down and reached a hand out to the little creature. "My name is Simone, and these are my friends. Can you help us?" The creature replied with another It seemed this creature could not communicate in English. It walked forward and then peered back. The creature motioned its tail as if to beckon the group to follow. "I think it wants us to follow. Hey, Selaway, you ever see these creatures before?" "No, I haven't seen these creatures before, but I think I recall something about them now. I heard from travelers that there are furry creatures that live inside crystal caves called ums. Why didn't I remember this before? It makes perfect sense. These must be the ums That's why it's called Kingdom of Selway exclaimed as the group ensued after the creature. Explains why they sing the word as well, Zayak stated as they continued on. That definitely makes sense. Ha! Simone chuckled. I wonder what their kingdom is like. Selway responded, I think we're about to find out. The led the group deep inside the cavern. It was lit by lamps made of glowing crystals. Beyond the exit lay a city, made of gemstone. Every tower, house, and corner was made of sparkling semi-precious stone. Looney would fit right into the surrounding. The creature stopped in front of a crystal castle. Commanded the creature to the group. I think it wants us to stay put, assured Selway. I think you're right, Simone replied and gazed about curiously as they waited. The group realized they were waiting next to two armed guards. They barricaded the entrance to the castle. The guards' fur appeared black and white, similar to the Chinese yin-yang symbol. The guide hurried inside the castle. The ran up to the throne room and said in its language, Father, there are strange beings who want entrance into our kingdom. What should we do, King Yim? The king perched on top of a white, sparkling, oblong sphere and commanded, Have the strange beings come into the throne room. The replied, King, they speak an odd language. It will be fine. I know most languages outside of the kingdom of Bring them to my throne, and I will give them my order. Very well, the muttered before returning to the group. The group still waited by the castle gate. The guards had their spears crossed in their clutches. They moved their spears to allow the guide to hop outside. Creature called to the group. The beckoned them to proceed before bouncing back inside the castle. I'm sure that means follow, Simone said and motioned to the others. As he pursued the creature into the castle. Wow, this place is amazing, don't you think, guys? Simone really loved the way the place gleamed. Yes, it's so fabulous, answered Selway. Zayak fell silent as he remembered his own throne. The ceiling glimmered, the floor reflected everything. Down a passage they strolled on a red carpet. Soon after the group stood in front of King Yim. They observed this light brown fur and white belly. He had peach and pink colored paws, and a long tail that resembled them. Like all the other before him, he had 2 legs and no arms. On the tip of his tail were 2 white fur balls. His head had a white puff. His face seemed similar to a hamster with wide brown eyes. He wore a long necklace of pride around his neck. The necklace symbolized his status. Greetings from the kingdom of introduced the king. I am King Yim of this domain. Hello, King Yim, Simone bowed. Has there been a peddler that came this way recently? Why, yes, there has been a businessman that arrived to trade with our kingdom a few weeks ago. He bargained me for this nice stone I perch on. Quite shiny, is it not? King Yim questioned. Selway blurted, There it is, that's it, that's the sea monster's egg. It is no such thing, King Yim barked. It is a royal seat fit for a king. Zayak muttered, I bet his furry tush has been incubating the egg this whole time. Simone tittered as he assessed the situation. Your Majesty, please understand. You've been unknowingly nurturing a baby sea monster, and when this baby hatches, it'll be hungry. Is your kingdom prepared to take care of such a situation? I, sir, am a knight to King Zayak, that is, standing right beside me. Simone signaled to Zayak and suggested, How about you 2 kings converse with one another? King Yim puffed his chest and replied, I certainly am not ready for a situation in which you describe. How dare you propose such a devastation on our land? King Yim eyed Zayak. So you say you're a king. Where is your kingdom? Zayak shrugged. In the 5th level of consciousness? King Yim insulted. You don't seem so sure of yourself. Your Highness, please. We are not here to cause conflict. "We are here to prevent a young sea monster from running amok in your kingdom," Simone butted in. "And Zayak is an amateur king, sir. He is still learning. Perhaps you could give him some pointers, and in return we can do you a favor." "Do me a favor, huh?" the king speculated and said, "My first pointer is that a king is always, and I mean always, sure of himself. They speak confidently and impose their leadership. And I assure you, my throne perch is not an egg. Why is it not an egg, you may ask? Because I'm the king and I said so," the king pounded. "Zayak, why don't you spend some time with King Yum Yum?" Simone whispered to Zayak and then coughed, bringing his attention back to the king. "You're right, King Yum Yum. In return for helping Zayak, what would you like me to do for you?" Zayak side-wapped Simone and muttered back to him, "What do you mean I need to spend time with this arrogant furball?" Simone cuffed his hand around his mouth. "Come on, Zayak. Maybe there is something you can learn from him. Anyway, who knows when that egg will hatch? I want to stick around long enough to nab it without any conflict," murmured Simone as he waited for King Yum Yum to reply. King Yum Yum took a few minutes as he put his paw to his muzzle and thought. "Yes, the kingdom's artist needs a strong assistant to aid with propping my statue, a replica of yours truly." King Yum Yum closed his eyes and displayed a proud stance. "Oh, I can definitely help with that. Have one of your servants show Sellaway and I to the construct," Simone happily agreed. "The that is guiding you is named Swirly. He'll show you to the grand station where my replica is being erected," the king instructed. "Sounds good to me." Simone pondered how Sellaway and he would understand the artist. They followed Swirly as he bounced away. Zayak spent time with King Yum Yum in the throne room. He sat on the floor and listened to the king's history. He spoke of his tragedies and his achievements. Zayak began to feel bored. A strange crackling started to happen from under King Yum Yum. Crickle, crack, an odd murmuring was heard. Zayak's eyes widened. "King, sir, your throne, it moves!" The king wobbled on the sphere. "You're right! It is shaking! What is happening? Oof!" The king agonized as he fell on his bottom. He stared at the white throne before he squirmed beside Zayak. They watched the egg continue to hatch, crack, and move. "Murr!" The creature growled, struggled, and wiggled. It worked on freeing itself from the egg prison. Soon its nose poked out. King Yum Yum screamed and clung onto Zayak. "You guys are right. It wasn't a throne fit for a king. It was a monster's egg. We're doomed." Zayak bit his lip and entertained that King Yum Yum might be right. A prickle of fear stirred in his stomach. In the next moment the baby sea monster rammed its head into the top of the shell and it flew off. The shell whacked King Yum Yum on the head. Out leaped the sea monster, eagerly looking for its mother. Zayak observed the creature. Its fish-like skin was sea green. It had a blue and white star pattern on its back that shimmered. It had 2 fuzzy ears, a long neck, and a tail that finned. Its face resembled a turtle. Its green eyes rested upon Zayak's feet. Then it gazed up. "Murmur!" the little one screamed with an ecstatic smile. It struggled with its webbed feet and scooted toward Zayak. Its frail fins were still wet from hatching. The fins made it very slippery for the little creature. Zayak's fear faded as he watched the sea monster scoot closer. "You think I'm your mommy?" Zayak questioned. The king jumped and shouted, "Back, you beast!" The king's fur fluffed like an angry cat. "I should have listened to you guys. I should have listened." The king had regret in his tone. The sea monster seemed delighted when it reached Zayak and nuzzled his leg. "Murmur!" it purred, then caught sight of King Yum Yum's tail. "Murr?" it questioned before taking a bite. "No, not my tail, my tail!" the king panicked. Zayak watched. He fell frozen as he couldn't believe this was happening. "Don't nibble on Yum Yum!" The hatchling continued gumming Yum Yum's tail despite the scolding. Then the sea monster spat up the tail and gave King Yum Yum a slurp. It turned its head to Zayak and opened its mouth wide like a chickling that needed fed. "Murr, murr, murr, murr!" the hatchling chirped, hungry for food. It nudged Zayak. King Yim Yim felt drenched and unhappy. He pulled his tail back and squawked, "Help! Help! A monster's in the castle guard! Someone help!" Zayak shook his head. Ums are not food. The sea monster's ears